right, guys. Well, welcome back to I should say the season 3 premiere of Lost Boys, but also the new and improved Lost Boys. As you can see, there are a few new things that I'll get to in a second. But first, I just want to say, first of all, thank you everybody for sticking with me these past few months, sticking on the channel, keeping up with me, messaging me to see if I was okay, and just generally giving a shit about Lost Boys, about me, and just about everything we're doing here. So honestly, just thank you to everybody who just stuck with me even when I couldn't return the favor. That being said, the past few months have been a little hard for me. I had, it was a culmination of a lot of things between stress from work, stress with money because of work, and family issues, my own mental health issues that I've obviously struggled openly with on the channel before. I've talked about them, but you know, mental health has its ups and downs, and it was just I just hit a really I went really far down. And I do have a piece that I'm going to share in a little bit, just kind of talking a little bit about, this place I was in. But really, I just wanted to start off the show by saying thank you. And just, I don't see, that's the thing too, is I don't want to send the wrong message. I don't want to say that we should apologize for our mental health or say that we should apologize for taking a break, because it is perfectly okay to take a break. And is it perfectly okay to be not okay? But obviously, part of me still feels guilty because I created such a large community of people and, such caring people who actually give a shit about not only the channel and everything, but me as a person. I do feel guilty. So, I just wanted to say sorry for not being as present in everyone's lives as I may have should have been. Even stepping away from the channel, I could have put more effort into being more present in more people's lives. And I really do appreciate the people who reached out to me. And so, yeah, I just want to say thank you. And without further ado, we'll get into what's new about the show. So clearly, you see, we have some new artwork here, and the big fat elephant in the room, my brother. I guess I'm going to introduce you as a big fat elephant. I guess that's the introduction you're getting. But the big fat elephant in the room here.
First time.
We have a co-host, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you have met him before. He went by the name Reaper on past times he was on the show. But I think we pretty much did address you as Brendan for the most part. So long time fans of the show and people who've been on the show will remember Brendan. But yeah, he is for the foreseeable future going to be our official co-host. We're going to kind of just start off the show with me and him chatting before we bring our guests in. And we have a new kind of news segment that we'll get into that we do as well. But yeah, the start of the show is going to be me and him, and then we'll bring the guest on for a little bit, and then we'll let the guest log off, and me and him will kind of do our final thoughts. So that is kind of the new formula for the show going forward. And now I'm going to hand the mic off to Brendan and let him introduce himself and tell us how you got here, I guess.
All right. Well, how you guys doing? Anyway, so I've been on the show a few times, like you had stated, but I was never really able to commit the way I needed to before because I had a lot of my own problems going on. I had a lot of mental health stuff going on, but I was also battling alcoholism a lot, along with some other stuff. But that being said, next month actually marks a year sober. So I've been able to kind of
Yeah, dude, I didn't even know it was a
regain
whole year. Wow,
myself a
dude.
little bit. Next month is marks a year. So that's
Congrats, dude.
and I've been spending a lot of time with myself, trying to focus on again, my mental health and whatnot, but really just trying to improve my physical health as well. And in doing that, I've been able to actually like focus on a lot of my writing and music and stuff like that. So now I actually have, and also I did change jobs too. So now instead of working all week and only having a couple of days off on the weekends, it's actually the opposite of that. So now I work on the weekends and I have basically the whole week off. So it gives me more time to be able to put toward my writing, toward the show, and the community that we're building up here.
Well, first of all, bro, I mean, thank you for doing this with me. Thank you for I will say, like, I have wanted you as part of this whole thing from the very beginning. Like, from the very beginning, you fit into this whole thing, and I didn't see how or when or why, but like I knew that at some point you fit into this, and that's why I tried to have you on the show. And I don't know, you may probably only came on like 4 or 5 episodes, but like you were definitely, and I think other people agree that you, even the episodes you came on, you definitely made your mark. And I think that I mean, Caleb definitely remembers you. Any long time in the shows will remember the Four Horsemen. Messiah hasn't been on here in a while. I
Yeah,
am desperately trying to get back in contact with him. He has been MIA for a little bit, but I will let everybody
yeah, I
know
know.
as
I
soon
know
as I
he's
get
kind of
back
had
into.
some stuff.
He has, and that's the thing, dude. I mean, we all have break. We all have to take breaks. We all have, you know, that's what at the end of the day, that's what this show is about, is being accepting of people's mental health. And I'm so glad that like everybody stayed true to that, like in my absence, and like, you know, not like, I'm not gonna say like my downfall or whatever. It was like 4.5 months, not like a downfall or
Right.
anything, but like, I had I had to take some time away. I had to step away, and I'm just really thankful that everybody was like there. And then I'm doubly thankful that you were there to like help pick this whole thing back up again, and try to start fresh with a new thing. So first of all, um one simple disclaimer. We did partially use AI to create this imagery you see. We designed it and spent, I think, what was it, 2 or 3 hours trying to come up with like the perfect prompts to feed this fucking thing until it finally spit out what we wanted. But this is not the final artwork, everybody. For all of those who, oh, you're gonna use an AI artwork for an art-based podcast. Well, first of all, it looks fucking cool, don't it? It looked bad. I don't. You got to admit that looks fucking badass. Second of all,
I think it does.
nay, audience of mine. We are not using this. This is a placeholder art that we are having redesigned in the image of one of our longtime guests, Skedaddle. She's going to try to redraw this artwork for us with her own flair so that it is original and all 100% Lost Boys. But that being said, it is a pretty cool fucking artwork, you got to admit. Pretty fucking dope. Hold up. I don't know. Can I get the hold on? Let me see if I can get the whole thing up here for them. I know it's like up in the corner up there in the right, but I don't know if I
Right.
have a
And it's kind of small,
picture.
but I mean,
Yeah,
I
no,
know
I don't.
it is also on Facebook too, I believe. So
Yeah,
if you
I
want
put
to,
it up on
if anybody
Facebook,
wants to go check out the full image.
but that is the new artwork slash placeholder artwork that is in the process of being redrawn with some of Skedaddle's flair. Like I said, because we wanted to have it be that, because like we really did, though it was spit out by AI. We really did spend like 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours, like trying to fucking, like, nothing was good enough that it was spitting out before we finally got that. But we
Yeah, and
wanted
we
it
were
to
we were like
be
going back and forth for
right,
a long time.
right. But we agreed from the very beginning that we were going to have it redesigned by skedaddle if she would agree to it. Before I even ask her, we agreed. If she'll agree to it, we're gonna have this redesign because we want it to be authentic and we want it to be 100% not only real but 100% Lost Boys, or Lost Girls, as she identifies. But you know, boys is just a lost. Everybody, dude, you'd be surprised how many. Can I just say something real quick? You'd be surprised how many messages I get
Hey,
that are like,
give me 1 second. Or
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
still
you're good.
listening. I just gotta give.
I'm gonna keep talking and keep things rolling. Um,
Cool. Yeah, yeah.
You'd be surprised how many messages I get from people who are like, "Can girls come on Lost Boys too?" It's it's symbolic, guys. It's symbolic. It's not gender exclusive. It's symbolic. All right. It's like, you ever read Peter Pan? The Lost Boys and Peter Pan. I got it from that whole thing. It's supposed to be symbolic of just people who can come and feel lost together and use their art as a place to feel less lost. Brendan, what's the status over there for you, bro?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry. I'm still here
What's the
listening. We just
status
stopped at
for
the
you?
gas
Have you
station.
Oh, you stopped at a gas station? Okay. So
Yeah, yeah. I was just having giving them my card to put some gas in real quick, but I'm still here. I'm still
all
on.
right. All right, word. So fucking my man's a trooper here. He's co-hosting from a fucking gas station with a pair of headphones that he bought literally 6 years ago. But yeah, we're gonna keep things rolling, and so yeah, I guess we've kind of explained ourselves. I've introduced you. I've introduced the new artwork. Um, so do you want to just our pieces before we get into the what's poppin' segment, which is our news segment that we're going to be doing. We had some pieces. Are you in a position where you can read your piece, or
Yeah,
should
yeah. I mean,
like I'll do mine first if you want, and then you can do yours. I don't know if you had yours picked out or in front of you or whatnot.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. No, I got it. I got it right here. So if
okay.
you want to do yours first or whatever, that's fine.
Yeah, sure. I got my drive pulled up. Let me just get it here. All right. So this piece is this is a piece I wrote. I started writing it about a month ago, or a month and a half ago, maybe. The first few lines came to me, but then I kind of set it back down because like I was starting to think about getting back into the show, and I was starting to think like I haven't written much at all either in these past months, and I was starting to think about getting back into writing, and I was starting to think, and I was just like, when you're like starting to think about something, but then you're sitting there like, well, then fuck Dylan, why aren't you fucking doing it? But like, and I think I'm sure we've all had this experience where it's like we'll sit there and it's like I've been meaning to get to that, and I really feel bad that I haven't got to it because it's like something that like I really enjoy. It's a passion and I don't want to give up on it. But like something, I don't know. But this was I started to the first few lines of this kind of came to me when I was at a point where I was starting to the clouds were starting to part. I was starting to kind of see a way out, a way forward, a way that I could, continue what we've been doing without
Right.
feeling the way I had been feeling. Which was frankly, and this is nothing about the guests or the show or anything, just frankly, I was just strung out on it, man. The show itself, like doing it every single week, making sure I had 3 to 4 guests a week, making sure they showed up on time, making sure everything was perfect and live and everything like this way. I mean, we're doing these pre-recorded. This is much less stress. I also have a co-host with me, but anyway, I'm kind of getting a little sidetracked. But anyway, this piece just kind of explains where I was in and kind of how I got out. And it's called Resonate. Lately, my depression's had me thinking that I'd met the bitter end of it. But then I took a second, made my bed, and found my essence in them crevices. See, I really almost thought that I was dead until I felt this subtle resonance. It echoed from the depths of all the endless pits of existential dread that I had settled in. So I took a breath and counted to 10. Then I journeyed back to hell again, had a meeting with the devil, and I begged him for my soul back in a settlement. I repented then for selling it and offered him his pen back if he'd let me keep what's left of it. He laughed like he appreciates the sentiment, but told me that I'd better bring a better pitch the very next attempt I get to step up in this nether pit. Then he waved his hand and must have sent me to the emptiness. Because everything became so fucking dark and desolate, I almost gave up then and just accepted it. I was so far in that endlessness, it felt like I was searching for a ledge and I was crawling towards the edge of it. Then, just as I was kneeling at the precipice and contemplating death in my remembrance, I felt another resonance. This time was from inside. This time was from inside, and I became my own inceptionist. I started digging through the messy shit I really hadn't dealt with yet and realized that my head's a bigger mess than was my bedroom at 11. Shit. It's probably because I haven't ever left it since. But somehow, somewhere in that madness and that messiness, I finally found the man that I had been, and then I gathered what was left of it, wrapped the pieces in a shroud, and found a way to resurrect the bits. It's like every time I'm tested, I become a living testament of always getting bested till you are the fucking best at it. But then again, the best of men often forget the devil's even heaven sent. If these steps are good intentions, where the heck do you expect to get with all the deep impressions that these painful lessons left you with? Do you expect to get to heaven's gates and celebrate? If forgiveness is the resume, how do you measure hate when hell awaits from yesterday? Because I've held grenades for 7 days just to pelt them at my enemies, but I guess you'd say that now I'm in a better place. A better place to detonate this motherfucking M18 the second that they take a step and hesitate, because I buried hate from every day they said I wouldn't elevate. See? Even those who dwell in heaven are just steps away from gazing at the devil's face. So whichever place you're faced with at the end of days, just know you're not alone, because this tone will always resonate. And that is resonate. And Brendan, I'm
Damn,
gonna
bro,
hand
I
it
like
off
that.
to you. Go ahead.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I mean, you've sent it to me in pieces, like kind of as you were building it a little bit, and with everything you added onto it, it deepens the message and it just pushes it beyond where it was to begin with. And so the piece that I'm going to be sharing tonight is kind of goes off of that. But no, I really appreciate that you have stuck through and stuck with the writing, with the music, with everything. And I really appreciate, and I'm sure a lot of the people on the show can also attest to the fact that what you have created within your artwork, within your writing, your music, the community that you are building is astounding. It's something that it takes a lot of will, it takes a lot of drive to be able to do.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. All right, man. I'm gonna
All right, so yeah, all right, my bad. Let me just get over here into the light a little bit. All right, this is called Ash Marks, and it kind of goes a little bit based off the piece that you just wrote or that you just read, but it goes deeper than that. It kind of references a few of your other pieces, but also it's me talking to my brother, or anybody who reads it, it's brother to brother essentially. So this is called Ash Marks. Every echo leaves a mark. Every mark makes the map. We both progress through hell. Don't think that either one is heaven sent. The difference is, you were screaming at your demons who had seen your subtle resonance, while I was making peace with all the creatures getting beat inside them crevices. You threw your hands at devils, hoping damage made you whole, but I stitched myself with silence, threaded through the parts they stole. You blamed the storm for breaking you. I drank the rain and wore its skin. You tried to climb out of the grave. I asked the earth to let me in. I didn't walk so far ahead to leave your heart so full of hurt. I did it so the trails I made laid deep inside the dirt. So if your feet should start to slip and every step there burns, just know the ash I left behind is yours now to be earned. You were drowning in the motion, fighting waves that wore your name, while I was flowing with the ocean, letting grief refine the flame. You were gripping at the meaning like it owed you something pure. I was sitting with the bleeding, learning pain can be the cure. I didn't brave the black to be the voice that walks alone. I bled so when your breath went dark, you'd know which way was home. You and me, two shards, same soul, split across the strain. One was shaped by silent fire, one still howls against the flame. But both of us are standing now, not broken, just reborn in grit. This bond ain't just a verse we share, it's blood that never quit. Two sons of fire, one path through ash. We walked alone but never looked back. Now side by side we raise the spark, two brothers born from shadowed art. And that is Ash Marks. You're muted. You're muted. Dylan, you're mute.
Yeah, I muted myself so you could do your piece. My bad.
There you go.
Yo,
No,
so
you're good.
first of all, I see you added a little bit to it because you had sent me a little bit of that a few hours ago. And honestly, those are some of my favorite lines I've ever like honestly, I don't know if it's just because it's like so personal and like it's kind of
We're good to
to
go
me
whenever. Oh, you're still.
it goes off of a lot of my not only that piece but references in not only me as a person but me as an artist and just like I that is honestly uh like right up there with Uno's tribute of the Lost Boys. Fucking remember his song that he did for Lost Boys?
Yeah,
Like that is honestly like the one of the best things that I've heard from you, and I don't know if it's just because it is so personal. But I really I love those lines, dude. The way, especially the way you constructed them, and just the way it almost feels like confrontational at the beginning, but then like at the by the end of it, it like you have this sense of like brotherly love, like I'm gonna pick you up, like no matter what, and like that's what our relationship has always been. It's always been like a little bit of conflict and a little bit of fucking, but I'm still here for you no matter what, because that's what brothers
absolutely.
are, and that's what brothers should be. And I really felt that in your piece, so thank you, bro. I love you.
Absolutely. I love you too, Mike. I'm glad.
Uh, so I did have an idea though. One of our guests is on a little bit of a time crunch, so maybe we save what's popping for our final thoughts at the end.
Yeah, yeah, whatever.
Just get the
That's
guests up
cool.
here. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start off. Oh my shit. We are gonna start off with Skedaddle as soon as I add her fucking pieces that she sent me to the StreamYard in about 2 seconds. So Brendan, why don't you talk about something because you're a co-host?
All right. Well, put me on the spot. No, that's cool. So in kind of like I was saying earlier about mental health and physical health. It takes a lot of dedication and drive for anybody to want to be better, want to do better. And I read this. I was going through some pages on Facebook the other day, and I happened upon this post where somebody, it was like a sober post or whatever, but somebody had said, I'm only 6 days sober. That doesn't mean anything. And one of the best responses I saw in that was nobody, not a single person who is a week, a month, 10 years sober has not been able to do it without those first 6 days. So, wherever you are on your journey, whether it's alcohol, whether it's drugs, whether it's mental health, whether it's self harming, whatever,
Whether it's trying to build a community and a podcast and a show and a platform for people to come and grow with you, literally that it can apply to almost anything in life. Somebody
it starts with
started
day
with
one.
only one day. Somebody started with only, like I quit smoking cigarettes for a whole year and then I started again. Now I've been I quit cigarettes for about 6 months. Oh, actually, last time we were on the show, I was smoking cigarettes, guys. I quit cigarettes this last time you guys saw me. Doesn't my skin look so much less yellow?
Clap. Air claps because I'm holding my phone with the other one.
Fuck yeah. All right, man. Well, I got her pieces up here. Let's bring Miss Skedaddle up here and welcome her back. And let her show us her shit.
Hey,
What up?
long time no see.
You just
Glad to be back in this bitch.
so how have you been?
Not much has changed, honestly. I'm back in my mom's, kind of, and yeah, that's the only thing that's really changed. But other than that, I've been doing okay. Getting my health in check, kind of getting medications in order so I can kind of function like a human being again. So that's cool.
Good, good.
Like I was saying, like, and I think part of what you were saying, Brennan, is like your physical health plays into your mental health. Like being physical
absolutely.
healthy is always gonna affect how you feel mentally. You know?
Oh, absolutely.
So I am glad that you have been keeping up on your physical health. And I know you've talked about you've talked about some issues you've had in the past on the show, but you're looking great. You're looking healthy, so I'm glad that
I
you're
was
still
about to
looking
say, do I look
fucking
any
healthy.
different?
No, I was gonna say you look super healthy. You look super great. So I'm glad that you're still healthy.
40 fucking pounds, bro.
Hey, that's not
You
a
know
bad
what?
thing. That's not a bad
You know
thing.
what? You know what? Good, because last time I saw you in person, I could do this with your wrists. Okay,
I can still
so
do that, but
fucking
barely,
good.
barely.
Like you're fucking like you could stick your hand in like a fucking like I don't need like those like ancient like tunnels where they're like, oh, if we just got to stick in here and release the latch and we'll be able to get into the cave. You're the person I'm sending. You're the person I'm sending because you're small enough that even if something's in there, you can get your hand out fast enough where it's not going to bite you, right? No, good. It's good. It's good.
They put me on
Honestly,
an antidepressant called mirtazapine.
Hmm.
Baby,
well,
it's healthy. It makes you gain weight.
I think you look healthy. I think that it's healthy weight, and I think that's awesome.
I feel so much better with it. It's weird.
Good.
Good,
Good.
good. No, that's awesome.
That's the main thing. It doesn't matter like what anybody else thinks. It matters how you feel. And that's literally, especially with medication. Like, don't listen to how they tell them tell you how they think it's gonna make you feel. Tell them how it actually makes you feel. That's very important in
Right.
medication.
Yeah.
But yeah. As long as you are in a good place with it and you like it, that's good, man. That's awesome. So you sent me some pieces, but I wanted to show them one of the time lapse videos. So let me show these pieces real quick. Hold up,
I sent you a time lapse.
dude. I have 2 time lapse videos from you
Wow.
that
Yeah,
show.
I've seen one of them, I believe.
So I mean, I have 4 different things here that I could show. It's really up to you. But first, I do kind of want to give you the opportunity for those who just started watching the show. Like, you want to tell us who you are and what you do?
Well, I'm a
Go ahead.
skedaddle. I'm a commission artist. If you want it drawn, I'll do it for you. I'm also like pretty cheap with it because I don't know why, but I've been drawing since I could remember. It's been one of my leeways for a long time, and I'm trying to make a business out of it, kind of. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, I think that pretty much describes 90% of our audience in one way or another. We're just doing this because it's fun and we like to do it, and we're just trying to make a business out of it.
I just want to say one thing real quick. We're getting back on the road, so I have full service right now, but it might be a little spotty in a couple places. But
all right. Well, I'm gonna have her explain. Well, which one do you want to talk about? One of the ones you sent me, or one of the time lapse? Because I have the time lapse of. I have the pirate, I think.
I think we
Yeah,
showed that one the last time I was on.
Huh. Okay. Well, then I have the new ones you just sent me right here too. All right, one of the ones you just sent me right
That's
here.
Oh damn.
I did that back in 2019, 2020, and to this fucking day, it's still my favorite. I haven't been able, so I've been wanting to do a type of art style where there's like no line, like hard lines to it. I don't know if you can see the kind of style change there. And to this day, I have not been able to replicate this. But
I was gonna say, when I first saw it, I was like, she used something different for this. Like this feels like an airbrush or something like something like very light. That's not like.
So I
don't know.
did
Yeah.
pretty much the same thing I would usually do, but instead of using like an outline for it, I used it's called the select tool. You can use it to like kind of select the area you want to color, and it won't go outside of those lines.
Huh.
Okay. That's actually really cool.
If I'm remembering correctly, this piece took me like 10 to 14 hours, which is the longest I've ever spent on a piece.
Wow. So, where did you
That's
tell
great.
us about the actual piece itself? Like, where'd you get the idea? What is who's the girl? What's her story? You know, what's the thing? What's going on here?
There's no real like story behind it. I just have a really big hyperfixation on space. And
I've noticed that.
And if I'm remembering correctly, like at least from what I'm seeing out of it, I'm wondering if I get called Space Case a lot because I'm a little bit duh. So I'm wondering if that was where it was coming from. See, like I did this a long fucking time ago, so it's crazy to think that 2019 was a long time ago.
Yeah. No, that's. I mean, that was 6 years ago.
Really
That's when my kid was born.
To think about.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Like we're halfway through 2025 right now, or over half.
And don't feel bad. I get called Space Case too, but I'm pretty sure it's for a different reason. I'm pretty sure. All right, so was this just? Oh, sorry, Brendan. Go ahead. What?
No, you're good.
So was this essentially like started out as kind of a free doodle that ended up being like a project?
If I'm remembering correctly, yeah.
Well, that's
I tend to
honestly
go through phases where I want to fuck with like different textures and stuff, and this was one of them.
I really like that.
Yeah,
I like the colors that you added. Very unique in that sense.
And
I like the
Brendan,
halo, halo wrap around, like the going in between the planets and around the head too. That's really cool.
Yeah, like
that was
the
probably
halo.
one of my favorite pieces. This actually inspired the planet hand tattoo.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
Oh shit. Okay. Cool. Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, and it always especially when you do stuff like this with this color shading, in particular, it almost always seems to have like this kind of 3D, like floating off the page effect, and that's one of the things I love the most.
Perfect it so bad.
Yeah,
but
I'm telling you, you're getting good.
This, like I said, I feel like I kind of regressed in my art. You'll see that in the next one because the next one is more recent. And you'll see, like, I kind of feel like there's a regression in it. I went through a phase for about 3 to 4 years where I was so insanely depressed that I didn't pick up a pen fucking once. And I think that truly shows in my art now. Like, if you look, I had a really good phase, and now if you put my art next to my art back from like 2017, 2018, it looks almost fucking identical. It kind of shatters my heart, but I just gotta
So
keep
I don't
going and get back to where I was.
absolutely. Now, I don't see. I don't think that it's bad at all. It's different in the sense that time, but also your artwork is better in some ways. But you were able to kind of grow it and morph a little bit. You know, you took the time that you needed or whatever. But I really like this too. I really like this.
Thank you. I'm doing a little series of making mushroom species into women or men or just into people. I can make male characters, but I cannot make an original male character to save my fucking life. It always just
Hey, no,
looks
no, no!
like
You
a
made
woman
that.
with no tits.
You did that. You did that devil dude or something, didn't you?
That was
Where the-
that wasn't an original character. That was a commission for my friend.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I mean,
Always just looks like
I
a
don't
woman
know what
without
to tell
tits.
you.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love boobs. I'm all for the boobs. Continue,
But that's the
continue
thing.
drawing the
It
boobs.
looks like a
I'm
woman
down with the
without the
boobs.
best part of it. Or her.
I don't. But I'm of the opinion. Oh,
Oh,
his service cut out. He will be back though. He will. I'm of the opinion that it's kind of like riding a bike. And I kind of, but I did feel that I kind of feel the same way that you do. Sometimes when I stop writing for a little while, and then I get back into it, it's like I feel like, oh, now I got to get all the way back up to the level I was at when I was constantly practicing every day. And to a certain extent, that is the case. Like when you do something every single day, like you get into a certain rhythm and then like you stop it for a while. But like I've had plenty of jobs where like I worked that job for like 6 months and I haven't been there in 2-3 years. If I went back today, I could do that job. I could do that job right where I left off. And I don't know, like, but with
I just
writing,
feel like I forgot a lot of muscle memory.
yeah. With drawing, I feel like that's what I was gonna say. With drawing, it's a little different because it's actual like muscle memory, but like at the same time, I think that it's all there. I think that what I found when I felt like that was that maybe I was overthinking it too much, and if I just let the words flow and let it just let myself do what I do, it ended up. I mean, that's where that piece came from. Resonate is me kind of overthinking it a little bit and then kind of just going and doing what I do and seeing where it went with how I was feeling at the time. I mean, it's not the best piece I've ever written, but I think it came out okay.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
And with this piece, like I don't see regression. Like my brother was saying, I don't see any regression. I just see difference. I just see a difference in style, different techniques, different things that you're doing, and that happens, I think, all the time. Like Caleb switches up flows all the time, and I switch up flows all the time, and I think that I don't think it should be looked at as regression.
This difference.
Even if you're doing things you did back in 2017, it's not necessarily a bad thing because I saw your work in 2017. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. So like I don't think that just because you're using techniques you used back then necessarily makes it that you're regressing. But I love the mushroom girl. Can you tell me why she doesn't have arms though, or are her arms? No, I'm not looking clearly. She has arms. They're just really tiny.
Thing. Yeah,
I see them. I'm just not close enough to the computer. I need eyes.
No, her hands are way too small for her fucking body. That's another thing. Like the muscle memory, I'm forgetting proportions.
I didn't know. I didn't see her hands. I just saw like part of her arm, and I'm like, does she not have any arms?
No,
I was
does,
like,
but it's
what's
tiny.
going on here? But I get it. She has her hands right in front of her. Although the only thing I would have done, hands fine. I know plenty of girls with dainty ass fucking. We were just talking about your fucking dainty ass fucking hands. I know plenty of girls with dainty hands. You should have made the purse bigger. I think that's my only critique. Should have made the purse bigger because I don't know. I don't know a
thinking of it as
single
like a
fucking
little
girl with a
coin
purse that
purse.
small. Who do you know? What girl do you know?
Well,
A
I was
coin purse.
thinking like it
Yeah.
was made out of like a it's a little coin purse made out of leaf.
Okay. I get it.
That's where
I
I
get
was
it.
going
Little
with that.
Tinkerbell thing. Okay. I see it. I do see it. I've still never met a girl who could stand to carry around something that small.
I think I shit myself.
That's why we get all these fucking pockets, dude. Look at this thing has 13. This is a vest. It has 13 pockets. I wear it daily. We
This is
don't
the
get
first
purses.
purse I ever bought myself. I think it was Christmas of 2018, 2019. I've had it ever since. It is my baby.
I mean, see that is it's small, but it is big enough to like actually fit some kind of decent shit. Yeah, that's pretty decent.
Also
Decent
want to
size.
flex my wallet real quick because it
Harley
was
Quinn.
$75 fucking dollars.
It looks like a Harley Quinn wallet.
It is a Harley Quinn wallet, like an.
Oh, is it? That's
actual-
what it
like,
says
like
on
it's,
it?
It's
Fuck yeah.
official merch.
Oh, sweet. Oh, word.
It's
Well,
nice.
anyway, I wanted to, I did want to, I mean, I wanted Brendan to, I guess, comment on it a little bit, but before we bring Caleb up and have him do his pieces, we can have my man Caleb tell us what he thinks about your
What's up,
pieces.
Caleb? Long time no see.
What
Why
up,
can't we see
bro?
it? Oh, you're muted, buddy.
Can you hear us? You're muted. There you are.
What's up? Oh, you're muted again.
Yeah, my kid.
Oh, kiddo.
Cool artwork. Those are cool.
You-
I like. You said that
You're.
one.
Am I the only one getting really bad mic feedback?
No, yeah, you have some mic interference, bro.
Like so bad we can barely hear you.
Hold on. Give me like not even 2 minutes. I'm gonna leave and come back and that should fix it. Give me
Yeah,
like.
he was fine because he was fine. Literally, when we were chatting, like before you
I'll be-
showed up.
Right back.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. Yo, this is a pre-recorded episode. I can cut this out.
Yeah,
I can actually cut this out. But anyway,
I'm using my tap pen.
here, you know what?
Is it better?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you now. We can hear you. We got you.
All right.
Word.
Awesome. I like that first one with the space and all that. You said there was no hard lines in that, and I was looking really hard to find the lines.
There's none.
There
I even
isn't.
brushed
So that
that
was
whole
pretty cool.
fucking thing.
That's pretty cool. And then the mushroom lady, I'm a big nerd for Alice in Wonderland. So anything that's like mushroom themed and shit like that,
I
I
didn't even
fuck
think
with
of
it.
that.
I fuck with it. Even though she did have them really small hands, but that's okay.
Fuck you.
Mushroom made up for it. Mushroom made up for it.
Exactly. She's a fucking mushroom lady. Does she have to be proportional?
That's, you know what? You got a fair point too. You got a fair fucking point. No, she's, you know what? She's a fucking mushroom lady. You're absolutely right. What does this say, by the way?
Amanita mascara. That's the
That's a
species
type of mushroom.
she is.
That's a type of
Okay.
mushroom. That's clever.
Next species I'm doing is portobello. Speaking of which, I can.
Dude, I get those on. I get those on my quesadilla.
Yeah, they're even very often.
You're gonna get my quesadilla mushrooms in your freaking artwork. That's sick.
Yep.
All right.
Also, I
I'm
can
down.
do the background soon because I found my stylus.
Fuck yeah. So, like I was saying, I don't know if you joined the stream as we were
I
introducing
heard
the
that.
artwork and talking about it, but we were gonna try to have you, redraw this artwork that we have up here in the top right corner.
Yeah,
its
I'll get
glory.
that done as soon as possible.
But yeah, no, definitely, it's definitely like like I said, I want it to be, I want it to be authentic. Excuse me, sorry. Oh, I had like a lump in my throat or something. I want it to be authentic, and I want it to be 100% Lost Boys. And the only way to do that is have a Lost Boy recreate it. So, yeah,
God, you can
we're gonna
really
do
see
that.
my face.
Do you say we can really see your face? Yeah,
I
that's
said you
usually
can
what
really
happens on a
see it
video
in
call.
my face. Half the weight went to my face for some reason. I
Oh
don't know.
my god! Well, I didn't even know what you were talking about for a second. I was like, "Well, see what in your face?" Oh, oh, like
Hate it.
you are like one of the. It's just funny because you're one of the smallest people I've ever met. My mother was like 4'11". My mom was 4'11", like maybe
Was she
100 pounds.
pounds?
Like she like
Yeah, I'm
and
not
I pretty
90 pounds anymore, Dylan.
no. I know that, but I'm saying that like that's a good thing. I'm saying that's not a bad thing. I'm saying
I'm
that's
just
a good
hoping
thing.
it stops. Like I want to stay at 120.
Well, yeah, you don't want to like your medication to like make you like if you start to experience, that's what they say, right? If you start to experience like extreme weight gain, like go
I'd say
and
40
talk to
pounds
it.
is pretty extreme. I'm kind like if you're going 40, you're gonna hit 50, 60, 70.
I don't know. I would say I would take it by day, see how it goes. I think you look healthy. I think you look great. I would take it day by day. But like I said, if you're uncomfortable with like your medication, like your physical health is like the main priority. You know what I mean? Like make sure
I
like
should get off
you're
my
constantly
ass and
communicating
actually
with your
do
doctor about how the fuck you're feeling. Because if not, they will try to put you on shit that they think they know it's how it's gonna make you feel and what it's gonna do to you. And
Oh, I
and
am very like about that. Like if I don't like something, like they recently put me on the Razodone to help with the manic episodes, and I did not like that shit. Immediately put a stop to it.
I've been on that.
Because they put me on Prozac when I was a kid, and it put me into a psychotic episode. And I didn't trust like mental medications for a very long time.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
You get
And
it.
I like that's why I right now I'm not currently on any medications besides marijuana, which is self-prescribed and
Hold on.
self-medicated.
I've got a shiny. I've got a
I
shiny.
hell yeah,
I'm
it's a
gonna
skin- hell yeah. Cheers. Yeah, no, I mean that's why I stopped taking medication because I was on all that shit and like yeah, some of it did help, but like a lot of the side effects were worse than the things that I was already dealing with that it was helping me with.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's
Like, the
why
only
I mean,
one-
and at some point maybe I'll get back on medications.
What
Who's
the-
back? What
Cool.
up? Word. I was
Weaving through the mountains, so it's a little spotty at the moment. Sorry.
You're good. So anyway, I was just saying that yeah, that's why I'm not on medications anymore is because I decided that the things that I was on weren't making me feel the way I wanted to anymore, and they were having more downfalls than they were upsides. So I decided to get off, and maybe I'll get
And
on, right? But and that's the thing. But I just got to stress this 100% all the time. Communicate. Even if it's like every single day, you have to call your doctor and tell them how you're feeling. Like communicate.
Oh, yeah.
Because otherwise, they'll just stick you on some shit. We won't
Don't
even
be
know what the fuck.
afraid to annoy your doctor. It'll make them listen to you more.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
Mhm.
I have a patient
seriously, you
portal
guys
with
need to
my
vouch for yourselves.
doctors, and I'm constantly messaging them. Like if I'm feeling off, if I'm because right now I'm fighting with them to actually look at my heart and stuff because my heart rate is probably 130, 140 right now, and it's always like that. That's not fucking normal. That's not normal. And it's anxiety, it's this, it's that, and the other. So I'm constantly sending her pictures. Never ever feel bad. Ever.
100%. All right. Well, with our co-host back, I wanted him to actually hear the pieces and be able to react and give his feedback. So without further ado, I am going to get Miss Skedaddle out of here. What's up, bro? You got some bangers for us tonight or what?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Fuck yeah.
I've got
So
some pieces I've done before. I'm waiting for my girlfriend to crawl off of me.
all right. So my man KC, my man Caleb, KC, if you haven't met him before, he's been on the show like 70% of the episodes. Go watch him, you'll see him. He's on there. He's our main, our number one guest. He's our number one guest.
Any episode, and I'll probably be on there.
Yeah. So go to the channel. Oh, and by the way, while you're there, that subscribe button is right there. If you could just give it a little boop boop for me.
There might be a little bell that you can ring.
Give it a little beep, beep, boop, boop, boop. You know, that'd be great. So anyway, what you up to, man? How you been?
I'm a blackjack dealer now. I work at a casino. That's fun.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. That's fun to do. Dealing with people. It's nice. It's fun to do. That's why I got this haircut. I'm looking all professional. Not really, dude. I'm not. Go to bed, baby.
Dude, a casino, dude, a fucking blackjack dealer. That's actually kind of dope. It's actually kind of. I bet you see all kinds of fucking people and hear all kinds of shit.
I do. Hey, it's Terre Haute Casino Resort and Hotel. You can find my table there. Be sure to tip your dealer.
Fuck yeah. Tip your dealer. Goddamn right. Hell yeah, bro. Well, also, I forgot do you still have your TikTok?
Yeah, but I'm not really on it right now. I'm waiting to get equipment before I go back online, but you can still find me on it. You can still find me there and see some things I've done.
Word. Yeah, yo. Everyone who hasn't checked him out before, go check him out. KC790. That it? I've said it enough times. I gotta fucking remember it now. I've said it so many times. It's just like riding a bike. See, you just get right back on it.
Swear.
All right, so you got some pieces. I wrote no titles, but I'll get them up there for you while you're doing it. What's the first one you got, bro?
The first one I'm gonna do. The first one I was really gonna do is Taking My Shot, but then, mental. I'm gonna start with this one just because I feel like it's a song that everybody can relate to, and it's a feeling that everybody has had before. And somewhere in this piece, you're gonna hear something, and it's gonna connect.
Word. All right,
and it's called
Looking forward to it.
So Brendan, for Skedaddle, I usually keep myself on screen because she's kind of talking us through the piece. But you want to go ahead and drop us out of here? Do you know how to do that?
No, actually, I do.
No.
Hold on. Oh.
You go to guests on the phone. You go to guests, and then you go to.
Oh yeah. All right.
Oh shit, we live. All right. It's been a minute. I'm tired of feeling this feeling of feeling drained. Tired of the conscious thoughts that rush out, hitting the ceiling. Tired of a million excuses for dealing, but not a single one worth the effort. It would just contort and contest the hell I've amassed in packs like wolves that are feral. But unfortunately, I'm like the fish in the barrel, so shoot me out of my misery, cause I'm sick of swimming in Hennessy. Try to talk past it like the words are caught in my throat. I open my mouth and the frog jumps out the show. It's what causes the croak. I ain't got nothing left to say on the subject except you'll remember the day whenever life hit you and decided it wasn't worth it to stay. I'm tired of feeling this feeling of feeling drained. Running through the dreams of these fiends that chose to stay in the bed, but it's empty and so cold I feel this heart start to mold. I see the hole start to open in my chest, pouring out a crimson mess. I'll take my fingers knuckle deep, find the beat and squeeze the life put into me. I'll bleed and write with ruby ink till my hands are bloodied pink and painted black with blue. Like the misery of rage and pain combined to make my emotions invasive. I'm evading containment but already trapped in the nest. So ask me, how does it feel to be helpless? How does it feel to know pain? And how does it feel to know sleep? How does it feel to breathe poison? And how does it feel to be drowned? Tell me. How does it feel to be glass in a door that is broken? How does it feel to feel drained in an ocean that pulls you under the strain? Tell me, how does it feel to be empty? How does it feel to pull out your heart and watch it pour poison? Tell me, how does it feel to know that everyone's watching? How does it feel to know pain? How does it feel to feel helpless, trapped under, contained? I'm tired of feeling this feeling, of feeling drained. Tired of the conscious thoughts that rushed out, hitting the concrete like I'm banging my head on the ground till I return it to mud. Blood leaks with violent visions. I judge those inner contraptions because they're delicate matters. Elevate mental contagions that wreak a putrid emissions. I'm breeding the tensions. Those goosebumps that you're feeling is my presence revealing those god-awful questions. So ask me, how does it feel to know shame? How does it feel to be worthless? And how does it feel to know chains? How does it feel to feel dread as it courses through veins? And how does it feel to walk on the glass, broke from the slamming of doors? How does it feel to know I've suffered through all of that pain? I'm tired of feeling this feeling, of feeling drained, locked in the box, leaking hell from the frog that chose to croak in place of my voice. So when I choose not to talk, understand that silence is deafening because I'm yelling so loudly that nobody is hearing to ask me, how does it feel to be helpless? How does it feel to know pain? Caught in these chains, I'm condemned, lost in a path of broken glass like Alice in hell without a wonder to land. How does it feel to beg for a break and get handed a shovel instead? How does it feel when sleep don't come, just thoughts that climb in your bed? How does it feel to smile for the ones who'd watch you drown if you slipped? How does it feel when every scar is a story but nobody bothers to flip? How does it feel when your chest caves in but no one notices weight? How does it feel when I'm fine becomes a mask you staple in place? How does it feel to scream so hard in your mind that your body goes numb? How does it feel to count the exits in every room when the panic comes? How does it feel when your memories bite like they're starving and bred for the hunt? How does it feel to be the villain and the victim rolled into one? How does it feel to pour out your truth but the world just sips for a taste? How does it feel when your dreams rock fast but you're stuck with the aftertaste? How does it feel, Caleb, when silence is loud and still no one speaks? How does it feel to be so fucking tired that even your tears fall asleep?
Ooh, he said, how does it feel to be so fucking tired that even your tears fall asleep? God damn, bro. Yo, I have heard part of that piece before, but not like that. And not, god damn, bro. I need a minute to process that, but
Damn, bro, you always
just
bring
first
fire, dude.
impressions
That's
is
incredible.
you are the amount of lyrical growth you continue to make is astounding. Like just as far as your wordplay, even your syllable count is getting better. And you know what I mean when I say syllable count, because you and me have had conversations about it a lot. Your syllable count is getting so much better. So much better. It's fucking phenomenal, bro. But really, like, you're the fucking, like, some of those lines, bro, like, how does it feel when I'm fine is just a mask you stapled in place? Like, some of those lines, like, just reach out and just punch you in the fucking gut. Like, they really grab a hold of you and, like, I don't know, bro. That is one of my favorite pieces by you, and I think I said this last time you performed, the unfinished the piece of it, but that piece, and I hate to kind of quote my own work here, but that piece very much resonates with me. Like it very much like, and part of what I was saying in my piece is that like tone, like I can feel like that we kind of resonate on the same tone, and I can feel just your passion, your just everything you're going through, and you put it into your fucking work, and you put it into this. It's not just the words you say or how you say them, it's the energy you give off while doing it. You get what I mean? And I think that it's anyone can write something and anyone can read something off a piece of paper, but you are also getting very, very, and way better than when this show started, like, what, 3 years ago, at, like, being that, I don't want to say character because it's you, but being that piece, being in the moment of that piece and just giving it every bit of yourself and really selling it and really putting that energy into it and being that energy. You know what I'm saying?
You know, did you hear my bleep? Did you hear my bleep?
I did.
I
I did.
fucked it up like, what's wrong with bleep?
I love that,
Well, I
dude, because
appreciate you,
those
though.
always fit. Those you do that, and that's like one of your like ticks or whatever. But like it fits into your it fits because like I don't know, it just fits into your style. Like because I've heard you do it multiple times, and like for people who are just starting out with the show or whatever, they might not know you, but yeah, I know you, and I know that's like that bleep thing is one of your ticks, but it always ends up like it always ends up sounding like it matches like into the song, like you did it on purpose.
I had to figure out a way around this, so I'm just like, I'm just gonna go on. I'm gonna just keep going. Hopefully nobody heard it.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
No,
I think that it. Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, that was dope. That was
kind of like,
dope.
like your signature in a way.
Yeah, you know what? If that's what it could be, then I'll take it because as long as it makes sense to somebody, I'm okay with it.
All right, so I just want to drop a quick disclaimer real quick. Tonight, because of both some technical difficulties, us starting our recording process a little late, our co-host having some technical issues, and one of our guests having a time frame, this show is framed a little different than it might be in the future, as far as just like timing and everything. But I think that I want to get, because I just want to keep track of the time here. I want to get her up here just to give some feedback on your piece here. I don't know if she'll be able to stick around for the second one. So I just
I
I
should
wanted
be
to.
able to. If I randomly disappear, it's because I had to go. But I kind of had some technical difficulties
Bleep.
and left in the middle of it. But it was, how does it feel when you lay down, the sleep doesn't come in, only the thoughts that creep in the night? I think it was something like that. It gave me goosebumps. That's probably one of the most relatable and well-spoken sentences I've ever heard.
Oh well, I appreciate that. There's a lot in that song that somebody has to feel something from it. It has a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it
seriously.
is one of those pieces where you really do feel like every single line is like every single line should be like on a t-shirt or a poster or something,
Yeah.
like every single line is very impactful.
I've come to realize I like taking things that people don't normally talk about and then finding a bar for it. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how my writing style has evolved. I like taking the things that people are scared to talk about or things that people don't know how to word, and I like to try to find words for them. So that song was really derived off of that emotion that is capable in so many people.
Well, we definitely not only felt and I guess I don't want to speak for everyone, but I not only felt like every bit of passion and every bit of like anger and anxiety and happiness that you put into that piece, because like you're not all you're also not always like you talk about a lot of what people would say like doom and gloom topics, which I do as well, but like I never get the sense like from your pieces, I never feel like it's like this piece is making me depressed or this piece is making me like whatever. It's like I always somehow feel like uplifted from your pieces, even when you're talking about dark shit and your struggles and shit like that. So, and that's something as someone who writes about my own struggles, but also tries to add some light in there, and especially like I try to make every last line of a poem something slightly positive. If you've noticed some of my pieces, like this poem will always resonate. Like I just talked about a bunch of depressing shit, but I try to like, and someone who tries to do that myself, I really appreciate that in your writing, bro.
Yeah. That's good. I appreciate it.
All right, bro. So what is this next one? Because I want to type it in right now before I fucking.
This next one is completely different from anything I've done ever. This is more of a I'm a spit in your face type piece. Okay? And it's called Taking My Shot.
Taking
All
my
right,
shot.
taking
All
my
right.
shot.
Cool. You want me to get us out of here?
I'm gonna. Yeah, get us out of here. Send us out.
This one is different. This I found a new rhyme scheme to put into this. Sorry I'm talking before. I'm about to do it. So I'm probably gonna mess it up because it's completely new at the very end. Okay, hold on. All right. Taking my shot at the long one, hoping it hits like a monster. Composite the work they're ripping, new concept is listen to me. I got a new product, I'll loop it around till it's nonsense. Break it apart till you're alert in the process. Contesting my words, but you're losing the contest. Listen to me. I got a new product, I'm bruising the losing. To take on the winning. Coming my way, your fist on the movement, my hand starts to lose it. You'll see the whole cruise ship. The range 22 to your body is juices. Look at my standing up. Take on competitors. My pedestal shining. My sight is all over. Omnipotence is potent. A toxin unloaded, reloaded. When I shoot is bounded to nothing. The limits distilling from the blood I'm conceiving. Reeking, rotten flesh. That smell I'm secreting. Conceding to hide the conniving. I'm starving. Feed all the monsters. Run them around till they're hitting the ground. Still stares while I'm splitting the sound. Compound what I found. I got these new products that fill in the blanks with the timing. I hit monsters with bullets of silver. To the chest, to the heart with sticks of barbed wire. Taking my shot at the long one, hoping it hits like a monster. Composite the words till I rip a new concept, just listen to me. I got a new project, I'm choosing my mission, you're cruising in ditches. I have a new vision, you can't stop the collision. I'm bruising ambition, you're oozing suspicion. I'm fused with ignition, you're losing position. Refusing submission, I'm truth with precision. This cut is incisions, I'm locked in with the rhythm. No room for forgiveness, no pause in the friction. I'm calm with affliction, you cough in constriction. I walk with conviction, you crawl in addiction. This cost is a prison, you rot in my system. I talk and it hits them like prophets with visions. You mock what I'm building, I topple conditions. I'm stuck with the illest, I'm clocked in and ambitious. You're stuck in submission, I rot what you live in. Omnipotence is frozen, the doctrine is bloated. I drop with corrosion, then lock in the moment. A problem encoded, my conscience eroded. I blossom from torment, my thoughts are imploding. A prophet unspoken, the knowledge is broken. My logic is molten, I talk in its omen. A coffin's been chosen, the plot has been opened. Now watch as it closes, you're gathered, demoted. Dripping with regret, that sin is acidic. I mimic the dead when I'm benching my lemons. The mission is set and I'm bending the physics. Inventing a threat that's embedded in spirits. Decaying and twitching, I'm cracking in the silence. Still gnawing on guilt with the passive defiance. I'm starving for violence, my soul is divided. And I'm feeding the wolves that I kept in confinement. Taking my shot at the long one, hoping it hits like a monster. Composite the words till I rip a new concept, just listen to me. I got a new project, I'm etching the scars of a world that's burning while you dance in the smoke just to cover your shame. I speak through the silence, no need for rehearsing. Your idols are brittle, your gods are in flames. I fracture the sky when my thoughts start colliding and stitch through the cracks with the thread of my name. These bars are a plague that your mind is denying. I'm the whole voice in the mirror, the mark in your brain. I spit at the shadows that whisper in corners. You're deaf to the warnings, just chasing the light. I conjure the storm in the wake of your borders. I write like I'm dying, I fight like it's right. I rise from the wreckage with metal for marrow. You tremble with breath as you lie to the ground. My vision is blinding, my mind is a pharaoh, commanding the sands while you're choking on sound. I bury the weak with the truth that I carried. I shake in your soul with the blade of my will. You run from the weight of the demons you marry, but I stand in the dark and I sharpen to kill. They pray for the silence, but I am the quiet, the pulse in the void when the violence retires. No heroes, no riots, just echoes and wires. My name in the static, they'll never rewrite.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
Holy shit, bro.
I really
Damn.
fuck with that flow. Well, okay, I should say multiple flows, but I really fuck with the way it feels like it was multiple flows that kind of melded into one, and I felt Like after a while, I picked up a solid like I could feel a tempo, right? But and I could feel like the and then you would switch it up, but it would still keep that same kind of tempo. And like like that's what I mean when I say like you're getting so much better with your syllable count and where those syllables fall on like how it adds to flow so much. And people don't realize like how much like flow is affected by just like the way you write your words, but the way you write your words like makes the flow. You know what I mean? It creates its own flow. The way you rhyme the words creates its own flow. And then and you're so like honestly, you are much better at flow than me. Like as far as when it comes to like the how something sounds like aesthetically, I would always say that I think you have the upper hand on me just because like you write things in a way that they are easily translated into a flow without a beat behind them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like which is something that like again I try to do. That's something that like I admire because that's what I try to do in my writing. And you're getting better and better and better at it, bro. Like that flow is one of the dopest I've heard. And I like that like I like that you're not ever sacrificing like complexity or the word like the depth of the words you're saying or the concepts that you're exploring for flow. You know what I mean? Like you don't like a lot of people will make their rap simpler so that it flows easier. You don't do that. You make you work on it until what you want to say flows well, not the other way around.
Yep. Yep.
And I really like that.
That's a really cool detail to notice. Actually, I never even thought about that myself. To be 100% with you.
Yeah. That's just. I mean, that's something I noticed. I've noticed like in a lot of your shit, just especially like more recent stuff you send me, and just like you're just getting better and better, bro. I'll say it over and over again. You're getting better and better. But my man, you got some thoughts, Brendan, Carmen. We didn't really explain your name. We'll get to that. We'll get to that we'll do that in our final thoughts. We'll let you go over that and explain it. But what did you think of a man's verbiage and nouning?
No, that was awesome. I definitely have to agree with what you were putting in. Your flows are definitely some of the best that I've heard. Not just on the show, but just in like personally. Especially like people that I know. I know a few different people that are involved, kind of doing music and stuff like that. But in the times that you and I, or you, me, and Dylan, or the Four Horsemen, even, we had a lot of talking points. He actually gave me some few tips that's actually helped out a lot with my own writing. So I definitely appreciate your flow and your ability to kind of, you challenge yourself, much like what Dylan was saying. A lot of people tend to make it simple or easy so that it flows. But one of the things that I love about you and your style is you really do. You challenge yourself, but you also challenge the listener in a sense.
Plot is in my code. That's been my motto. Right. That's why I put it down there. The plot is in my code.
100%, absolutely. Skedaddle, I do know you got to get out of here. Do you have any final thoughts you want to add before you got to skedaddle?
I just love how you always have so much emotion behind it. Like you never, you don't droid read, if that makes sense. You put
Yeah.
emotion behind the words you say.
Yeah, I got to. It's not even. It's kind of easy because whenever I read a specific piece, I can switch to the personality that is associated with it, and then I can relive that experience to be able to speak it, if that makes any sense.
No, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I'm schizophrenic with DID.
I think it's something I lack when it comes to writing, and why I'm not really the greatest writer. You definitely have a lot of talent.
I appreciate it.
You know what though? In all this fucking 2.5, maybe 3 years or whatever we're at, however long we've been doing this, you have yet to share your fucking writing, which I
shared
disagree.
one.
It is not.
I remember
I think I've
shared
read
one.
your. Did you? Did you?
Yeah, I have
All
shared.
right.
I've written one poem in my fucking life, and I've shared it in years. So get fucked.
All right. Let me be fucking completely wrong, but also let me say that I don't remember that, and I'll have to go back and find the
I was
episode
gonna
because.
say, go back either in the episode or in
Look
our
at
chat.
this. She's like, roll the she's like, roll the fucking tapes. Roll the tapes, bitch.
Man,
y'all fucking
I gotta get my
inspired
kids
me
to
to
bed.
start writing another piece. So get fucked.
You,
All right, so
hey, wait, I gotta go. I gotta
real
get my
quick.
kids to bed.
Oh, all right.
All right, bro. Well, I'm definitely glad you were able to get on, man. I love having you here.
You have.
Yeah, totally.
It's good to see you, man. You look good.
Do you have 60 seconds?
Go to bed.
All right. You know what? Never mind. Message me, and I'll tell you in a little bit. All right. Word. Peace out, bro.
Peace, man.
And skedaddle. I think you've got a skedaddle as well. But something we do want to do with guests before they left. Obviously, we understand. You know,
I do have
everybody's
some
got a life, and
I just have to
yeah,
leave
and like
before 11. Like leave the house before 11.
The main thing I've always tried to do with this show, like, is always try to be like, even when we were doing live shows, like I tried to be as accommodating. Like you've seen Caleb on before. He's always had like his kids in the background. And so like I am never anyone who's gonna be mad or like be like upset about anything like that or them having because like this show is about real people who have real lives. And sometimes that shows on camera because they're just real ass people who have real ass lives. Like it's and the reality is messy. Reality is we got kids screaming in the background. Sometimes we're in a fucking car using our headphones, and sometimes we got to go early.
Got a little bit
but
of
we all fucking we all made it here, and that's really. I just wanted to like and Caleb. I should have said thank you to you before you left, but Caleb knows. He already knows how thankful I am. Like for you guys to, no matter what you got going on in your life, to put in the effort and show up and be here and be part of this. It really fucking means the world. It really fucking does. Thank you so much. One thing before we go, we wanted to set. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you were second ever episode. Actually, no, it was the first episode. I think you were on the first episode. If I'm not mistaken, you were on because I was floundering, couldn't find guests. I didn't know what to do. I was just starting out. Like, yep, you were right on the first episode because actually somebody had canceled on me that night, and I was like, oh, I know an artist. My friend Skedaddle will hop on and she'll yeah, dude, very first episode. Very first fucking episode right there. Look at that. It's you and me.
Shit. That's great.
What fucking wait, what room was that? Can you show that for 1 second again?
You're showing something on the
Was that
tablet.
my ex-girlfriend's room?
Fill this out. 5 free coffees, 5 free chocolate bars, and a coffee every time after is $1.07.
Okay.
I don't know.
Fill it out. You just go inside. I'm grabbing 2 of these because I got somebody else to give it to you.
Word. Thank you.
I don't know. Oh my
Apparently,
God, it was so long
he's
ago.
about to get some free chocolate or coffee or something. I don't know. I just heard
Oh,
him
my
talking about.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah, dude, that was the first episode. You've been here since the very beginning. Oh, hey, you know who else has been here since the beginning? This one over here. Get over here and say hi. Hey, it's our first episode back. Get over here and say hi. Say hi to the people. We didn't hear you.
Come
What's
here.
that,
show you-
kids? I
come show
can
your
hear
Come
you. Arr, 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 arr. I love how we all knew exactly what I was saying.
Oh, that's great.
Yo, so all right, real quick before you go though, we wanted to set a goal. Every time we bring a guest on, we want to set a personal goal and an artistic goal, something that we hope to achieve by the next time we talk to each other, or just work on in general, and a personal goal and an artistic goal. And Caleb obviously had to go like in a hurry, but we'll kick it off with you, and then me and Brendan will go.
Personal goal: get outside for at least half an hour every day. Artistic goal: get back into the actual motions of drawing.
Nice. I like that.
All right. Brendan, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
You can go first.
Technically, you're
All
going second.
right,
But
Personal goal is kind of like twofold, but I'm going to make it one because my goal is to get more exercise, but I want to also do that outside. So I want more sunshine and more exercise. That's my personal goal. More sunshine and more exercise. My artistic goal is I feel like saying I'm going to write more is kind of a cop out and too easy. So how about for an artistic goal, I am going to push myself to not finish a new piece every week, but at least start one every week. And however long it takes me, whether it takes me a month, whether it takes me 2 months to complete that, I'm going to start every week. I'm going to write at least a few lines and start a new piece of something different. Maybe continue working on another piece. But like I said, saying I'm going to continue writing more is just feels like a cop out. So I just want to set an actual goal. Like every week, I'm going to actually have something new on paper, whether I show it to people or not. I'm going to make an attempt every week to get something new on paper.
Good. Nice.
Yeah,
That's
Hell
awesome.
yeah.
that's my goal.
Cool.
Go
I
ahead,
guess that
Brendan.
leaves it on me. All right. So personal goal. I've been working on it a little bit, but I definitely want to start eating better, eating healthier. I've already cut out a lot of like monster, like energy, caffeine, and junk food and shit, but I want to start eating healthier. But as far as artistic goal, I guess, I want to start structuring out my book more. So I know nobody really knows, and it's not really something that I'm necessarily promoting. But I am in the process of kind of writing a book. Right now,
Well, I mean,
everything is
this would
kind
be
of
the
like
place.
all over the place. So I want to. I guess what my artistic goal is to better organize what I have already. Because like I said, everything's kind of like scattered in like bits and pieces all over the place. So better organization.
there you go. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Banana bread at work, dude. Hell yeah, dude. You never seen that video? Banana bread at work, dude. Hell yeah, dude.
My favorite is say Colorado. I'm a giraffe. That one is.
Dude, I believe the banana bread guy is from the Vine days, like before, like TikTok, before like any of that
All
shit.
of the good ones were before TikTok.
Yeah, Vine.
Fresh
Vine was the shit.
Provocative, Road Work Ahead. All of them were in Vine. Just a Spoonful. That one was my favorite. I liked that one.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, like,
You know what my favorite Vine
I
was? I'm on
what?
fire in my laser.
That's one I didn't see.
I've seen that one.
Yo, wow. Might be a little older than you guys.
No, well,
I
you
learned
might
them
be.
as a baby.
You fucking old man. You're definitely a little older than us.
I said that
It's
might be a
almost
little bit
10:40
older than
though,
you
so I
guys.
do have to get out of here.
Oh, yeah. No,
Alright.
absolutely. We'll let
But it
you
was
get out of
awesome
here.
being on. I missed this so much.
Thank you
y'all
for
so
coming
much.
back.
Thank you for
Yeah,
having
it's good
me
to
on.
see you. You're looking good.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Peace out. All right. Well, that leaves, and then there were two. That leaves us pretty
And
much
then there were two.
right back on track for the new formula of the show. Funnily enough, with them having to leave when they did. Before we get into what's poppin', if you want to maybe talk about your name and or book a little bit, because you've kind of mentioned it, but haven't really like told us really what it's about. If you want to tell us what your name means, the new name that you've picked, and what this book you've mentioned is about.
All right. So before I get into that, I am just about at my sister's house, so I'll be kind of like filtering in, moving some stuff. But we can get into it a little bit. So my name is Carnem, Carnen, and that's actually Latin for the flesh. And that kind of ties into my book a little bit. And I can speak on that a little bit more as we get into it. Jason, it's okay. So that's actually my nephew. First time meeting him, but he's
I
a little crying.
I haven't met him yet either, actually. I would love let them know. Let them know. I don't know if they can hear me, but let them know I'd love to meet him soon as well. And that I send my love and hugs and whatnot.
I mean, I don't know. They can't really hear you, but that's Morgan. And Dylan says that he would love to meet him at some point. Uh, but I'll get my stuff so you guys can get out of here and get him home. Give me 1 second, guys.
Yeah, you know what?
I'll see you
I'm
tomorrow.
gonna talk about a few things that I had for what's poppin', and I'm gonna let you do your thing.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah,
signal
that's
me when
perfect.
you're good.
All right.
All right, so I'm gonna mute him. And that's no offense to or wonderful few, but baby's crying, not the best for podcasts. So I had a few things okay, first I should explain this. What's as we're titling it, what's poppin'. So what's poppin' is a title or a segment of the show where we go over, what's poppin', and it is like nicknamed after Jack Harlow's song. Obviously many of you might know it, but we just thought it might be a funny play on words. So this is not only going to be a segment where we explore what's going on in art, whether it be movies coming out, popular bands, popular artists dropping music and things like that, but also what's going on within our own community of Lost Boys. So I did, excuse me, this fucking Red Bull, I'm telling you, it makes me feel like sometimes I still have the bubbles in my throat after I drink it. I need probably Red Bull is not like when I'm like we talking about being healthy and we're like working on our personal and mental and physical health and whatnot. And I'm like, oh yeah, but this Red Bull, it is sugar free though, guys. It's sugar free. So there's that. Anyway, I had a few things from some artists that you may recognize. First one we have here is Miss Nia Connie. Some of you may know her as Lady Crucible. She is competing on August 20 or sorry, not 20th, August 2nd in the Poetry Life League competition. And if you give me just a moment, I will actually get that information pulled up for you on the screen. But Lady Crucible, if you guys don't know, she's a fantastic artist, has been on here many, many times before. She's like, she has poetry ranging somewhere between like the most aggressive rap I've ever heard and like the most spiritual like monologues I've ever heard. And yeah, dude, her shit's really dope. She's been on the show a lot, and you guys should really go check her out and vote for her when the voting goes up. Oh, there's gonna be a little echo. Vote for her when the voting goes up. And I will put that information for her competition up right here for you. There we go. So here we have Miss Nia Connie, Lady Crucible, Poetry Life League competition, August 2nd, 2025. Make sure you go. There's her Facebook account right there. You can go to her page for more details and just check her out and vote for her and yeah, give her a show. And then second, we had also coming up my man. I don't know if there's too bad of an echo here. I'm trying to fucking make it as limited as possible, but here we go.
I'm not hearing an echo,
My man,
so.
all right, my man, James Hamilton. I don't know if you guys can see this. It is the 9th annual Spoken Word Awards. Voting is up now on www.nationalspokenwordawards.com. So please go and vote for my man, James Hamilton. He is nominated for I had the information right here. Okay. He is nominated for category 1, Best Spoken Word Male, and category 3, Best Spoken Word Entertainer. So make sure you guys go nationalspokenword.com or spokenwordawards.com and vote for him. Honestly, one of the best poets we've had on the show, and we've had a lot of them, and I hesitate to say that about anyone, but like he really is top 10 in my book. And don't ask me to name the other 9 because fuck you. Because I'm never doing that to you guys. I would never number you guys, but James is definitely in my top 10, and y'all should go check him out. And so is Nia, by the way. So is Lady Crucible. So yeah, these are their information. Make sure you guys go check them out. You can find him at James Hamilton. That one all the way on the right is his profile picture, right there. And yeah, make sure you guys go vote for him and tap in. Couple other things that I wanted to mention, but that aren't necessarily within our community, is, and let's see if I can take advantage of our new technology that StreamYard has for us. Give me 1 second. So, some of you may know, actually, you know what? I'm not even going to try to pull it up on the fucking screen. Some of you may know that Linkin Park has taken on a new singer. Linkin Park is a band that I grew up with. It was like one of my favorite bands growing up, and I'm sure a lot of other people can say the same. And what happened with Chester was very sad, and it was when I heard about it, it hurt me emotionally because I personally like connected with his music my entire life. And when you connect with somebody on that level, you never really feel like anybody can do like what they did, right? Like when you have an artist like that, like Chester, that was so passionate and so like unique in his, not just the what he wrote, but the way he sang it, and like just connected with so many souls like that. You never really think that somebody could ever like even come close to holding a candle. Let me be the first to say that I was wrong. Emily is somehow, some way, she fit. Like they found someone that fits the mold of Linkin Park, like the way that my brother fits the mold of Lost Boys, like he should have been here all along. That's how I feel about the new singer of, and I'm not saying that should have been the singer over Chester all along, but her voice, something about it, it sounds like Chester. Like you can almost feel his spirit speaking through her voice, and it honestly kind of gives me chills in certain when she hits certain notes, because it like she's female, but somehow she sounds like him. Sometimes she not. It's not that she sounds like him; she feels like him, and that's so fucking rare to have. Um, But Brendan, you look like you're all set up here. Why don't we get your take on that? What do you think of the new singer?
Yeah, so honestly, I really like Emily Armstrong as far as the singer. Now, I think one of the best things about her in that role is though she is doing the band like Linkin Park and Chester justice in that sense, she's not trying to beat Chester, and that
No.
is I feel like that is the most important thing is she's doing her own thing with the band, but while doing justice for it. But again, she's not trying to be.
No, and I think
She's
that
continuing the legacy.
paying homage, like people, oh, he cut out. He'll be back, but let me continue my sentence. Um, I think that paying homage, there's a very fine line between paying homage and ripping off or stealing or trying to copy or be someone or emulate them. And I think that what he was saying is 100% true. Like she is, oh, there we go, he's back. Maybe
Sorry,
there we
I,
go. I was
I don't know if that
saying,
was that full service.
I think that like there is people kind of draw a fine line between, like the whole culture vulture, like you're stealing or you're like copying or imitating or whatever, and paying homage and being like, I think that what she's doing is like she's a girl who, much like us, grew up listening to Linkin Park. She's a fan of the band. She can hear Chester's voice in her head just like we all can. Like when you think of the song, like any of his songs, like Crawling or In the End or just any of his songs, like you can hear his voice. At least me, I pops into my head right away. I can hear his vocals, I can hear his voice. I can feel his like just his essence because he put it in every song. And I think that is what she's drawing off of. I think she's drawing off of not trying to become her favorite artist, but simply, just trying to, in like I said before, embody the spirit of her favorite artist. Because she, I believe, and if I correct me if I'm wrong, I believe she is at least a little bit younger than the rest of them. If I'm not
I'm not
mistaken,
entirely sure. I
I'd
think
have
so,
to
but
look that. I'd have
I'm
to.
not
Well,
entirely
you know
sure.
what? Perfect. We're podcast. Emily Armstrong. All right, Emily Armstrong. Wow. Okay, she is actually 39 years old. So she, but she would have. So she would have been like probably already in the music scene. Okay, so it says here she was in another band called Dead Sahara or Dead Sarah. If
Yeah, I did know
in
that.
2003. And then she joined Linkin Park, I believe. Let's see, 2017, I believe 2018. So, and that's the thing is you don't like, you often don't realize like the album with her just came out, but like
But she's been with
she's
them
probably
for a while.
she probably like started hooking up with them like a while ago. She's probably been friends like, you know, I don't know. I'd have to look into a lot of it. And some great fucking news reporters we are here just speculating about shit. But that's what we do here, guys. We bring you the news and then we just speculate about most of it. But no, I mean, that's the thing is you don't realize like when a new singer comes into a band, like they've already been there for a while. They're new to you, but like they've been acquainted with the band for a while. They've been making the album, they've been writing, they've been, you know, practicing together and stuff like that. So like
Right. It's
she
not
has
like she
had
just came in
also
yesterday and they released it.
right. She's had a while to get acquainted, to get in, you know. And when new bands bring new singers, there's always an adjustment period. And some fans, even if it's really great music and she's not even if she's a flawless singer and she's not doing anything wrong and everything, they're hit smash singles, some people just won't listen to it because it's not Chester. And I get that. I understand that. I am not one of those people. I absolutely love her work and I will continue to listen to Linkin Park. But I understand that some people are like that. That kind of segues into my next topic though, because when I was younger, my favorite band was 3 Days Grace. And then around 2011, 2012, the lead singer of 3 Days Grace, the one who wrote Pain, the one who wrote Never Too Late, the one who wrote Animal I've Become,
The whole
he
1X
had
album and before.
the whole 1X album, I mean, smash hits of the 2000s, some of my favorite fucking music. He, due to some mental health, drug, and other problems with band members, he had to leave the band, and they brought on a lead singer from a band called My Darkest Days at the time. And his name, fuck man, I can't. I always miss. I always miss his, either not like mispronounced, but I always say his name, and I think it's Matt. But for some reason, I always want to call him Greg, and I don't know why. I think he's, hold on. So members, yeah, it's Matt Waltz. Matt Waltz.
Yeah.
That's his name, Matt. I don't know why I always want to call him Greg, but no. So the new singer they brought on was Matt Waltz, and he's from a band called My Darkest Days. And the first song they did together was Painkiller, and I thought it was a fucking banger. And then I thought that and this is no insult to them, because I have since grown to like his version of 3 Days Grace and what he has done with the band and the music. But it took me some time, because after Painkiller, and he did like The Machine, which was okay. And then I felt like everything else from there I felt it was downhill. I've since come to appreciate it and realize that musically, artistically, it was not downhill. It was just different than what I was expecting and what I wanted from that band.
Right.
But that doesn't mean it wasn't bad. Or
That
that doesn't mean it wasn't good. It was good music. But so I am someone who can very much understand that sentiment of like, no, you know, I don't want to listen to Linkin Park because it's not Chester. I get that. But for anyone who has even a slightly open mind, which I think is most of our audience, I urge you, and you like that kind of music, obviously, but seriously, give it a shot, give it a listen, because you will not be disappointed. Emily Armstrong is amazing. But back to what I was saying about 3 Days Grace and how it kind of segues into my next topic. Um, 3 Days Grace recently welcomed back Adam Gontier, the lead singer who wrote Pain and all those great hits, back into their fold. But
However,
that's not going anywhere. It is now a duet band. It is now a duet band, and they have now 4 songs out from their new album, which will be titled it will be titled, do they have a title for it? Album releasing August 22nd, 2025. I don't know. Wait. Oh, it's called, no, that's the newest song is called Dominate. But what is the album name? I'm not sure if they Annihilation. Oh, Annihilation. Okay. The new album
okay, yeah.
is going to be titled Annihilation, and we have a countdown right here. It looks like 50 days, 1 hour, 1 hour, 2 minutes, and
1 hour,
21
2
seconds.
minutes.
So August 22nd, 2025. The new and in the new 3 Days Grace. Some of the new, some of the old, all combined into one. They'll be coming out with a new album on the 22nd of August. So anyone who's into that, seriously go check
And I
that out.
believe
And they've got
I believe they're going on tour here pretty soon as well.
they are going on tour. So anyone wants to catch them, make sure you guys go out and catch them. They've got, like I said, they've got 3 or 4 songs out right now from that album. So y'all can go give them a listen on Spotify or YouTube. That's what the this is what the album cover looks like. Which I love this album cover because it reminds me of 1X, and it reminds me of a music video, one of my favorite music videos that they did back in the day. Guys, you can go look this up. It's called Misery Loves My Company, and the music video for it is a bunch of like stick figure guys, and it's just a really cool video. You guys got to go check it out. But the artwork for this is very reminiscent of my favorite album by them, which is this, which was also a bunch of stick figures kind of cut out. I think they're kind of
And
trying
also,
to harken back to the old days a little bit.
right. So I do want to say one piece about that as far as 1X. I feel like one of the main reasons why it was and has become one of both of our favorite albums in music, period, was because that was also one of the albums that our father continuously listened to. You know, that was so that was kind of like
Yeah.
almost bred into our blood, into our bones a little bit at growing up.
Literally,
So that
literally.
and that's and that was actually one of the very first concerts all 3 of us went to. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the only concert you, me, and Dad have all been to at the same time was the 3 Days
Yeah.
Grace and Finger 11 in
Yep.
Hampton Beach Casino Ballroom.
Hampton Beach. Yep. Hell yeah, dude. Absolutely.
I
Yeah. We
forget
saw
what year that
fucking
was, but that
Finger,
was
dude.
for the.
Finger, and which I was usually the opener is like not as big of a name. Dude, Finger 11, are you kidding me? Paralyzed?
Yeah.
We saw Paralyzed live, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Dude, let me tell you, every fucking Toyota Corolla in the early 2000s was blasting that song. Every single fucking Toyota Corolla and fucking little fucking Fiat or whatever the fuck was blasting that song back in the day. That was the song. I'm not paralyzed, but I see. Yeah, see, there's a reason I'm not a singer, but you get the point. I want to make you move.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah, and that
hey,
was actually
remind me.
when we went and saw that. That was actually their tour for their new album with
Yeah,
the new
yep,
singer with Matt.
with Matt. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember after I saw that performance, that is kind of when like I started warming up to him a little bit more because I saw him in person, and like when I see, like, I've been to concerts and like there is something about, and even when you're in a room with, I don't know, 8,000, 9,000 people, there's some type of spiritual connect. Not, and now if you're a shitty artist who doesn't give a fuck about their fans, maybe not. But in my experiences, there is some connection that happens spiritually between like an artist performing on stage and a person watching, and like I don't know, if they do it right at least. And you know, and I don't just mean do it right, like do it like perform. I mean like that thing where they like stop for a few minutes and like talk to the crowd and like be a person, you know? That's like a really magical thing, I think. And it's such a simple thing. They just, you know, stop for a few minutes between each song and just like talk a little bit. But like in my experiences, that has been like they've shared some of the most like uplifting, like made in those moments. The people that I've seen in concert, such as 3 Days Grace, MGK, Jelly Roll, have done their best to make me, and I say me as on a personal level, feel like there is a connection between me and the artwork that they're making, the music that they're making. And I'm not in any like delusions of like these people like some people are like in a relationship with celebrities in their head. Like I'm not like in any delusion like they think of me personally. I just mean like I represent the type of person that they're talking to. I represent the person when they say, you know, you guys, you know, whatever, like don't be follow your dreams. Like Jelly Roll said, the windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror for a reason, because what's in front of you is way more important than what's behind you, you know. And that shit, like that's like they don't have to do that. They don't have to go out of their way and do that fucking. But when we saw Matt Walsh, I remember that was one of the things that he did do, was sat there and he talked, and also during a lot of the songs that he didn't write, I remember you and me talking about it. Like he kind of let the crowd he let the
I was
crowd
like,
kind of lead. Yeah.
they did do Pain, but like 90% of that song was the instruments and the crowd. Like,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
he obviously, you know, he sang with it too, but like 90% of it was really like the crowd, the people there. And he also, one of the things that I liked about that too was before doing those songs or whatever, especially Pain, he did talk about it a little bit, and he did kind of pay homage to you know, Adam before going
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Um, we kind of talked about like a few things. I didn't know if you had anything else you wanted to add to what's popping or anything that you wanted to talk about.
Well, I mean, I had a few things written down, just kind of like different spinning points a little bit. Some of them were kind of some albums that were coming out, and also a few video games that were going to be coming out this year. Um, but
Oh,
I
hey,
don't
and
know.
first of all, let's be clear for everyone else who is like, why are they putting movies and video games on this list? Because
Entertainment,
who
man.
makes movies and video games, bro? Fucking artists. The
Absolutely.
music, the video games are all it's all draw. I mean, now they have computers to like
But I
make
mean,
them
even
assets and
like
do
digital art
like
is like
digital artists.
it
You've
is an
seen
art.
Skedaddle and what she does with her digital art. The production, the music, and fucking. I mean, actors come in and do live motion capture. Actors are fucking artists, 100%. And
Right.
the people who do like conduct the orchestras for like a lot of video games and movies, that is live. That is live fucking you know, trumpets and flutes and fucking violins and shit. That is a live choir that they're recording in a studio. And
Right.
most of the time they have a live conductor and those people are artists and they deserve recognition. So that's why we're putting musics and video games, I don't know why I said musics,
Music's.
movies,
Hey, man.
movies and video games on the list, and musics too, of course. Got to get the
Music's.
musics. Yeah. So all right. So yeah, go ahead. Some video games and some albums.
Okay, so as far as a couple of albums, specifically one of my favorite albums that just came out not too long ago. I don't know how many of you guys listen to him or know of him, but Ryan Upchurch. Ryan Upchurch has been one of my favorite artists long before he was even actually doing music. I've been with him since back in the Vine days.
Speaking of
You know what
Vine,
I
yeah.
mean?
Speaking of Vine, he was
Yeah,
he was
just
one of the
like
guys on Vine. Yeah.
yeah, literally. So I've been with him from the jump. I've seen his ups, I've seen his downs, I've seen everything that he's been through, everything that he's overcome and
Vine,
accomplished and
I swear to
everything.
God, Vine started out with Ryan Upchurch and Josh Peck. it was Ryan Upchurch and Josh from Drake and Josh. Like it was
Yeah.
him. It was Ryan Upchurch and him. Yeah, no,
Anyway, so
he's
that
one of
being
my
said,
favorites. Well,
oh, go ahead. No, you're good. Okay. So yeah, no. What I wanted to say, Creeker 3. Creeker 3, they just released a little while ago. Now that is Upchurch and the Dixielanders. Now currently, I'm not entirely sure what is going on with between Upchurch and the Dixielanders. I know there's been a little bit of turmoil kind of going on. Do you have something to add on to that?
so I just have as early as, let's see here. I'll go to his channel. Um the last thing that he said was that going forward, and he made this about a month ago, that going forward, like, it's not Upchurch and the Dixielanders. Like when they come out with stuff, it's gonna be the Dixielanders,
The
because like
Dixielanders, right?
he is aiming for it to be like, yeah, he's the lead singer, but they are a team. And he made it very clear in his YouTube video that they are fantastic artists who don't need him. It's not like
Right,
Chase Matthews, where Chase Matthews fucking used him as a stepping stool and then fucking shot to fame and ditched him. It's not like that.
right.
The Dixielanders
No,
can
so
stand
the
on their
reason
own.
why, right, the reason why Creeker 3 was Upchurch and the Dixielanders was because it was the promotion of Creeker 3.
Right. And
So
he also wanted to introduce them into the fold, much
right.
like I'm introducing you now
Actually,
as like
speaking of,
you are now my official co-host. We are a team, but like I'm kind of guiding the first show because I am introducing you and bringing you into the fold. And I think that's kind of what he's trying to do with the Dixielanders, and doing it with one of his most anticipated his most anticipated album. We've been waiting for. If those of you who don't know, Ryan Upchurch is a country artist who makes country and rap music. The
and
Creeker
rock,
albums are
and like he does a
right. Oh,
lot.
wait,
He does a lot more than just country and rap. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
but mainly, if you look him up, what you're going to find is Ryan Upchurch is a country artist that does country singing and country rap primarily. That being
Right,
said, Creeker 1, 2, and 3 are all rock albums. And that's why they're so anticipated by us, because like they're like it's him doing something completely different, and each one of them has a different sound. Like this one was way more like, I hate to use this term, but way more metal, dude. Way more metal. Like it really was. Like, but it also had some very chill vibes. Creeker 3, great album. I mean, we fans of Upchurch have been waiting for it since 2019. Well
I was
worth
like,
the
I've been
wait. I
waiting
think
it
it's a
since
fucking
Creeker 2 came out.
fantastic project. I played it on loop when it came out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it took me probably 2-3 weeks before I actually changed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
No, definitely everybody go check out Creeker 3. Um, I did mention MGK. He's coming out with a new album. Let me see.
Lost
Let me see. Hang
Americana.
on. Lost
Lost
Americana
Americana.
on August 8th.
Yep. I was like,
Is
that's
that
coming up
correct? August.
pretty soon. I believe it's August
Yes,
8th.
yes. Lost Americana on August 8th. Everybody can go check that out. And then also one that I just saw while I was scrolling through my Spotify is Joyner Lucas. For all you rap fans out there, Joyner Lucas fans out there specifically, ADHD 2 is coming out, and I loved ADHD 1.
Yes.
Okay. I
Hell
mean,
yeah.
don't get me wrong, his other albums have been okay since then. They haven't been bad, but ADHD in 2020 was my fucking jam. And shout out to my man Devin in Ohio. What up, bro? Me and my man Devin used to sit in my fucking either this old broken down fucking Nissan in my yard or my fucking 99 Camry that I bought for hours and just we had 3 albums that we listened to, and they all came out the same year. It was Music to Be Murdered by Eminem, ADHD by Joyner Lucas, and then one you guys might not know, Killing the Neighbors by Tom McDonald and Mad Child. Fucking honestly, and I love Tom McDonald. That's my favorite album by him. It's such front to back, and you can only get it on disc. Like there are no songs on the internet of it. So I'm sorry if you want to go listen to it, you got to go buy it. But it's $10. I mean, it's good though. It's worth the $10. I promise. It promises worth the $10. But dude, we used to sit in one of those old fucking cars, man, for hours, and those were our like songs. You know what I mean? Like when we got home from work, we'd like go sit in the car and like have a beer and like just fucking like, oh, let's go listen to the album. You know, let's go smoke and fucking listen to the album and chill. Like those and 80. So I am very, very excited for ADHD number 2. Also, since last I was on, I believe maybe it released since my last episode, but the death of Slim Shady, Eminem's new album. Now I know I'm a constant fucking Eminem shill. I get it, guys. I'm not gonna fucking continue to sit here and fucking like. I get it. Like we had a count of who talked about Eminem more, or me, or who talked about Taylor Swift more, me or Uno, and go watch the episode on my channel, Deep Cuts number 7. Spoiler alert, I lost. I am a shameless fucking shill for Eminem, and I guess I always will be because he's just, when it comes to,
I mean, that's who started it, man.
Yeah, it's
that's
just
where we both kind of got
one of
initial
my
grip
favorites
from.
of all time. So, but yeah, I mean, his new Death of Slim Shady album, and that's actually that's something I did want to talk about because it pertains slightly to what we have done. He made a new album and he's written all the words and everything, but he has used AI to modulate his voice and make himself sound like he's 20 years old. He make himself sound like Slim Shady.
Right.
Because, sorry guys, sorry to break it to you, your vocal cords change, and he's been doing it for 30 fucking years. You guys don't realize, man's been, he started in 96. It's 2026. That's 30 solid years. It's about to be 2026. That's 30 solid years. You know, your vocal cords change, you know, but he used AI, but I think he used it. I think he set an example, and people don't eat, like Eminem always is showing more than he's telling. He says a lot of words. Eminem says a fuck ton of words, but he always shows more than he tells. And I think it's very telling in him showing us the use of AI. And what I mean by that is I think that as someone who's been able to stay in the game 30 years and keep up with modern trends, Eminem is someone who always has his eye 10 years in the future. He's got his eye set into the future so that he never misses a step because he's already there. And I don't mean to like, I think that's, I don't mean to like speak for him. I just think from the way I've seen him operate, that's the way his brain works, is he kind of tries to plan ahead. And I've seen him mention things in some of his raps that like almost like the fucking Simpsons came true. Like almost like people say the Simpsons tell the future. Like there's some shit in some old Eminem records where you're like, holy shit. Like he's like, you know what I mean? He didn't know he was referencing that when he said it, but like it's kind of like, you know, he has a view of the future. So I think Eminem can see that everything is becoming AI, and people are going to start to use, they already have started using ChatGPT and whatever the fuck else to just make songs for them. Just here, make a song for me and put it out and make a bunch of hits. And people have been using AI, what I would say, the wrong way. And I
Right.
think there is a right way to use AI. And I want to compare this to autotune because I've frequently spoke about this. People have been using reverb and autotune since the fucking 80s. It's not a new thing. Everybody thinks autotune and reverb is a new thing. It's absolutely not. Run DMC was using fucking autotune and reverb. Okay? They were using a
Right.
lot less of it. And by the
Right.
way, Dr. Dre, he uses autotune and reverb too. He just knows how to use it as a tool instead of a crutch.
Exactly. And
That's
where a lot
where
of
it
the
comes
new
down to
artists kind
AI.
of like fade off, right?
Right. This is
They
why I
use
think
it
everybody
as
should go
their
check
voice,
out
but
The Death of Slim Shady, the new album by Eminem that just came out in like February. He uses AI as not a crutch, but as a tool to help his creativity, which is very much what me and Brendan tried to do with this artwork that you see. And I hope that you can see. And you know, obviously, I'm trying to be full transparency with the AI thing, but I hope that you can see not only with just the imagery of the microphone and I mean, I wish they had a better view of it. Go check it out on Facebook. But not only with the imagery of the microphone transitioning into the pen, um, transitioning into the bleeding from the pen. Those concepts, if you guys didn't miss it, if you guys did miss it, those concepts were in the original artwork. That like that ink represents it coming from the heart. That ink represents, you know, us bleeding onto the page. That's what I always intended. That was my
absolutely.
always my original spiritual but like the the way we went about creating this and using AI as a tool rather than a clutch to not make something artificial, but make something that truly represented
Captures
what
the
we
essence.
wanted. It's like, but it's like my hands. I don't know. I've tried to draw, man. I'm just not that kind of artist. My hands just don't do
Right.
like I see it in front of me. I try to copy it, and it doesn't end up right. I don't know
Right.
what
It's
I'm
like
doing wrong.
taking it
You know
from
what I
here
mean?
and
Like,
putting it onto the
yeah,
page.
my brain
Right.
doesn't. So we're gonna have another artist do that for us. But you know, that's um as far as like AI, I think that I tried my best to um because I am very skeptical about AI. I've seen the Terminator, I've seen iRobot, I've seen all those movies, guys. I know what's gonna fucking happen. I know I don't trust it either, and I don't fucking as a show about art. I'm in no way, shape, or form gonna sit here. I mean, I didn't draw that original artwork either, to be very clear. And I was very open with everybody about that. I used a lot of editing tools to make that, but I did not by any means draw that artwork at all.
Right.
I typed out those words and used a font in an editor. Like I didn't do that. But what I want to be clear is that it came from our minds, our souls, and that um we're not trying to masquerade it as a piece of original art, but more as a symbol that represents the core of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, and I think well, I actually think I said that halfway decent. Wow. Hey, see, it's like riding a bike, guys. Riding a bike, getting right back into it, learning how to
Well, I
fucking
hope
talk
you're
off
not.
camera
I really
again.
hope you're not riding your bike like that, because that's gonna make you go onto the
That's it.
peg.
All right, so we are over the 2 hour mark. We're just at 2 hours, 10 minutes, but real quick before we go and do our outro, any final thoughts on the return of Lost Boys, us going forward, the episode that we just recorded the last 2 hours, or our guests that you want to just quickly, go through and chat about?
Yeah. So starting off, as far as, obviously, the big elephant, so to speak, in the room or whatever, me coming onto the show and being officially the co-host. Now, when you had probably, I don't know, maybe a month ago at this point, at least a few weeks ago or whatever, you and I started talking and, kind of getting into like the grit of it, and you were really kind of beating yourself up a lot about, you know, taking such a long break from the show, and you felt like you were kind of letting down, the community that you had built. So in us talking or whatever, we kind of were able to formulate a plan to kind of bring it up. And honestly, like I have I have wanted to be like actually involved in this since day one. I have always supported you in your writing and in everything you do. Obviously, we're brothers. We have our fights, we have our arguments and whatever. You know what I mean? But um, you know, when you had come and talked to me and asked me to officially be your co-host, that hit very fucking deep, and that brought me to another level. And now, especially in the place that I am mentally, physically, and everything, and where I'm trying to get to, I feel like this is going to be not only for the show and for you, but for me personally, I feel like this is going to be a whole new beginning, a whole new, resurrection of everything, culmination of everything. So I really appreciate you having me come on.
Thanks, man. I feel the same way, and honestly, you know, I don't want to sell myself short and say like I couldn't have done it without you, but like in the place I was in, like I I needed I needed something fresh, and I needed somebody who like I who I was close with to like, and not to say I'm not close with like Caleb or Skedaddle or any of the other guests either, but like, obviously we're brothers. Like we have like a deep bond that goes back to fucking childhood. But like I think that I just needed something to make me, and as this is gonna sound really shitty, but something to make me excited about the show again. And I don't mean that as an insult to the show or to anybody on it or to any of the guests I was having on, or continue to, like, all the guests that I had in those 2 previous seasons. They're all welcome back. Like my leaving was, I want to make it 100% clear, it was none of their fault at all. And I just like, again, obviously you mentioned, I do have some guilt of kind of, feeling like I let people down, but you know, I was in a place where I felt it was becoming monotonous. And obviously I was dealing with other mental health issues at the time, and stuff like that. But when you're dealing with mental health issues and all this stuff like that, and then you're also trying to like schedule an artist every single fucking week and try to be live on the internet every single fucking week, which I think was something we should mention, which we will mention again during the outro, is these episodes will now be not only pre-recorded instead of live, but they will also be released bi-weekly. We're going to record weekly, but release bi-weekly. So we always have an episode for you guys, and we aren't stressed out about getting one to you guys. And that's just going to take a whole lot of pressure. And that in it of itself, us doing it like that, and you're the one who thought of that. You're the one who thought of that. Like, like this symbol, and yeah, a lot of my themes and my thoughts went into this symbol, but like, you helped create this symbol as well, and you helped create the whole format of how we're gonna do the show. And I really needed just a second, like, I don't know,
Outside perspective.
a second perspective. And the other elephant in the room, just so you know, everybody, Brandon is perfectly fine. I hung out with him like 2 hours ago. He's doing okay. He is not in a place currently where he's able to participate in the show and be part of it like he was before. But he's okay. He's not dead. I literally just hung out with him. So Brandon's good, everybody, and I'm sure you will
Good.
see Brandon again.
Cool.
But yeah,
That makes
and
me
you know what I
happy
mean?
about
I
it,
just,
alright.
Brandon wasn't able to be that person or help me come up with more ideas. Like, he just wasn't in that place at the time, and I wasn't in a good place at the time. So we kind of both just kind of like, and yeah, I needed something to make me excited about it again. Like I don't know. It's not that it doesn't excite me week by week. It's just that it ended up becoming
I was putting
more
a
of
lot
a
of pressure on
chore.
you. Right.
Right, more of a chore. And I never want it to be a chore because it's something I love doing. And it's something that's like a release and a stress reliever and a therapy. It's not supposed to be fucking, it's supposed to be the thing that stresses you out. It's like if you have to
Right.
come to therapy and talk about, I'm stressed out because I'd rather be anywhere fucking else but here, then why are you in therapy? You know what I mean?
Right.
And I didn't, and when it started to become, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I started to become resentful. Like, you know, when you like, I don't know, you just like when you're having a bad day and you're like, you see like a blue cup and you're like, that's a stupid fucking shade of blue. Who fucking made that fucking cup that fucking shade of blue? Who fucking, and then you see like a fucking, and then you see like a
Tuesday
fucking
with that
curtain.
tea.
Yeah, like you see like a curtain hanging, like a fucking like crooked or whatever, and you're like, someone should fix that fucking curtain. Who fucked at this too? Like, everything is just making you irritated for no reason. You're just finding the worst in everything.
Yeah.
I was starting to feel like that, and I was like, this is horrible. I can't do that to these people because like I try to find the best in every single one of you guys, including myself. When I'm on here, I try to like look at myself introspectively and try to see myself in the best light that I possibly can. And like, I was just like, yo, I can't do this to you guys. I can't sit here and like, I don't know, be like half-assed, half in, half out. Like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it 100% with my whole heart. And if I can't give you 100%, then I'm not gonna give you anything. And that was my feeling at the time. And
Right.
with you coming on, it kind of feels like, yeah, I'm gonna give them 100%, but now like you're taking some of that percent. Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe not right off the bat 50, because like there are some things that you know, I still have to guide you through and show you how to do. Like, you've only used StreamYard a handful of times, and you know, you just
Right.
still got to
Yeah,
get used to
still
the
kind of
platform,
getting used to the process.
like playing a video game. But you know, like, even just this show, like, taking at least 30% of the weight off my shoulders, just in having, just feeling like I had to be the one who maintains everything and be the one who keeps talking and be the one who keeps having something to say, even though I sometimes never shut the fuck up. It feels like having someone there is like, and someone especially that like I have such a lifelong bond with, um it feels like a safety net. And I'm not gonna lie, everyone needs a safety net, man. And whether it be like, some people, their safety net is like their fucking cigarette in the morning, or like they're like, some people's safety net is like, I'm gonna go to this shitty job, but at least I'm gonna have my earbuds and be able to listen to music. That's my safety net. Like, that's
Right.
my, and now it feels like I have that. So thank you for being part of this, bro.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. And dude, I really can't wait to see where this goes, because
Mm.
even the kind of disjointed, messed up podcast we had tonight didn't end up being that disjointed or messed up. It ended up falling within the parameters that we wanted to. We started off,
Right.
we did our introduction, we talked, we had our guests. They both had time to do both of their pieces. We had time to comment on everything, and everybody had time to talk and say their piece. And then they were able to log off, and we were able to, give our last thoughts and continue. The only difference is what's poppin' will normally come at the start of the show, rather than the end, is the way we were forming it, at least. But anyway,
And that's
I
that's
seem
one
to
of
like
the
the
things I
formula.
wanted to add too. Yeah, it was like the formula too can the way we have it is we have a baseline kind of set up, like we have a structure. However, that being said, the way we have it, we're able to kind of flow with it
Right.
a little
And
bit, and like
I have
we did tonight.
always been nothing if not flexible. And when we set up this show, a little behind the scenes for you guys, we set up the show. I was pretty much banking on each artist, like we'll give them like 10 minutes a piece. That's kind of going to be the new format, is like we give them 10 minutes. But you saw how tonight went. And I bet you if you go back and you fucking watch the tape, they probably only spent about 10-15 minutes each. I was probably right around the right target.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be strict like, oh, you better be done in 10 minutes or I'm going to click the fucking button and get you off the screen. No, it's never going to be like that. And anyone who's part of the show and has followed me for a long time or been part of the community for a long time should know by now that that's not who I am. That's not what we're about. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a shorter show. And tonight is our first time back. So we're kind of letting it run to like 2.5 hours. But in the future, we're going to try to keep it within 2 hours. But yeah, we're at 2 minutes and 20 now. And we're getting about ready to do our outro now. So I think for our first attempt at a totally new format, I think we did pretty well. Please tell us in the comments of both Facebook and YouTube and Spotify, which we'll get to that in a second. Please just tell us if you like the new format, if you fuck with it, if you dig it. For our older
Even
guests,
some suggestions.
for our newer guests, do you fuck with it? For our older guests, do you dig it? And for our even older guests, is it hip? I don't know. I'm just.
Hey man.
Shannon, hotmail me. Hotmail me. Use your hotmail to Gmail me at lostboy420x@gmail.com and tell me if you like the show and tell me if you like the new format and how we have everything set up. Because Shannon is actually one of the people who like would put like while she was doing dishes or whatever that like she would listen to our podcast on a regular. She was like one of the people who actually regularly listened to it, which is so fucking cool. Shout out Shannon and her Hotmail account. We love you, Shannon, and we can't wait to have you back on the show. But that being said, guys, we have come to the end of the first episode of season 3. And I just, again, thank you, Brendan. Thank you, Caleb. Thank you, Skedaddle. And thank you to every single one of you guys. You have no idea how much your support means to me and how much like you guys, like I said at the beginning, you guys continuing to stay by me and support me through everything, how much it means to me. Please stay tuned. We have many more to come. We will be back for you guys in 2 weeks. But that being said, I will try to have some key moments from this episode, whether they be 30-second clips or 5-minute clips, up on YouTube for your viewing pleasure within those 2 weeks. So make sure you go to the Lost Boys YouTube channel and be sure to check that out. Currently, you will be able to find Lost Boys Cypher Circle on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Spotify. That is the only platforms we'll be releasing at the moment. Again, we are kind of cutting back in scale a little bit, but the hope is that in using the KISS method, the keep it simple, stupid method, in cutting back and making it simpler and more refined, we will be able to grow not only our audience, but our community much more. So yeah, let us know what you guys think. Check us out at the Lost Boys YouTube, the Lost Boys group page, Dylan Lawler and Brendan Lawler on Facebook. And as always, if you want to come on the show, you can message me on Facebook at Dylan Lawler or email me at lostboy420x@gmail.com. I don't know when, guys, but I'll keep the deep cuts coming. I know that a lot of people do like the deep cuts. People enjoy doing them with me. I'm going to keep the deep cuts coming. I don't know when, I don't know how, but they'll come. But yeah, that's everything. And just thank you guys for sticking with us, and thank you guys for being in the circle, being one of the Lost Boys.
Absolutely. And one final thing before we head out, I do just want to say that moving forward, the collective perspective is the objective.
You know what? There are two things we forgot to mention. There are two things in the last month and a half, me and him have been developing this show, as we told you, and we have come up with two slogans that embody what we're all about. First slogan, the collective perspective is the objective, meaning that the objective at the end of the day is to have us as a collective. Like I needed a second pair of eyes for the show. I needed another perspective. I needed my brother to come join me, and now we are a collective perspective.
Right.
And that
like
is the goal.
Everybody personally is locked within their own perception. So you're in your personal perception. So that being said, within our community, within our show, we are aiming for, rather than the personal perception, we're aiming for the collective perspective. And that, my friend, is the objective.
The collective perspective is the objective. And with that being said, I will leave you with some final words from a wise man. Flow like water, sting like bee. That's from my man, Bruce Ali.
Bruce Ali.
And we're not going to explain that one. You just take it at face value. And that's it. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Catch us in 2 weeks. Lost Boys out.